This is Homeschool 101, Course Section 5 with LaVonda. Create an educational plan. I love it when a plan comes together. A wise man once said, I love it when a plan comes together. Yes, this wise man was a character from a TV show called The A-Team named John Hannibal Smith, but his words will resound heavily in the recesses of your mind when you look back at your educational plan and realize it was the key to keeping you on track. Your child's educational plan is simply a list of what your courses of focus will be for that year and a strategy for success. State requirements. When creating an educational plan for your child, first see what your state requirements are. For example, in Nevada, our plan must include instruction for English, math, science, and social studies. You can most certainly do more than those subjects, but they are the minimum requirements for the state of Nevada. Here's how to find your state requirements. To find your state requirements, you can go to www.hslda.org and select the drop-down under Legal. Next, go to State Homeschool Laws. You can then select your state on the map. Once you've selected your state, you'll be able to see your state's homeschool laws at a glance. Now, if next to state mandate subjects you see Yes, then click on the word Yes and you'll be able to see which subjects are required. Here's an important note. If you're doing public school at home, whether an online charter or online public, you do not need to create an educational plan. They have already done that for you. Different focuses for different grade levels. I like to break down our educational plan based on grade level because each grade range requires a different level of depth. For kindergarten through 5th grade, my focus is mastering the foundation. For 6th grade through 8th grade, we look at foundation as well as interest focus. For 9th grade through 12th grade, our focus is graduation requirements and career and college preparation. Let's take a look at the kindergarten through 5th grade educational plan just a little bit more in depth. For these elementary grades, I like to focus on building the foundation. These are the years that we keep it simple and stick to the core subjects of English, math, science, and social studies. They're still learning and the goal is mastery. I do plan every year for these grades. So just before the school year starts, we plan what our subjects will be and we order our curriculum. Here's a link to a sample educational plan. You can use it as a template to customize your child's educational plan based on your state requirements and with the details of your homeschool year. So what should you include in your K through 5th plan? You should include subjects that will be covered with a brief description. For example, your subject would be math and the description would be Math 3 or 3rd grade math. You should include books that you'll be using for that course. Any textbooks or workbooks that you'll be using to do math, those will be included under books. And then any additional resources that you'll be using. Be sure to include that in your plan, whether it's an online site that you'll be going through to help reinforce learning or additional manipulatives or workbooks. One thing I want you to know is to remember to keep it simple. For the kindergarten through 5th grade years, the idea is to just keep track of what you're doing. This educational plan is only meant to keep track of your homeschool year for these grades. That's it. No need to write paragraphs filled with every little detail. This is an outline for you. So remember, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. 6th through 8th grade educational plan. For these middle school grades, I like to focus on reviewing the foundation and nurturing their interests. Their interests which show as electives on their plan. I do this plan yearly as well. Again, I've included the sample general education plan. Remember to customize it based on your state requirements and the details of your homeschool year. So what should you include in your 6th through 8th grade plan? The exact same things. You want to include your subjects that you're covering along with a brief description. You're going to include the books that you'll be using for the courses and the resources you'll be using. Following their interests. Now that your child is maturing, it is important to cater their education to their interests. Allowing them to choose an interest to follow as a course will make learning fun for them and build their confidence. This is the first step toward them taking responsibility for their education. You can do it. Ninth through 12th grade educational plan. For those high school grades, the focus should be on meeting state requirements and college and career prep. Take your soon-to-be 9th grader out to lunch and plan out the courses for all 4 years. Yes, I said all 4 years. Guess what? If you plan out your years in advance, you'll know that you're on track for graduation for your college-bound or career-bound student. You can go in later and fill in the details before each school year as far as electives and what books you'll be using, but you want to get your outline together. Remember to review your plan at the end of each year to help keep you on track because graduation is the goal. Again, I've included the sample for the general education plan. What should you include in your 9th through 12th grade plan? So what you want to do is, again, you want to make sure you're including the subjects that will be covered for the year with a brief description. For example, for math, your description would say geometry. You're also going to include the books that you'll be using for that course. This time I want you to include the book title along with a description of the book and the author's name. You'll also include resources that you'll be using that year. Remember to focus on the details. I know these high school years can seem daunting, but success is in the details. Keeping your high schooler's educational plan detailed will be a big help when it comes time to go to college. Here's a tip. You'll want to use the entrance requirements for your state colleges and colleges your child is interested in as a guide for your educational plan. Guess what? You're near the finish line. Here's what you need to remember. You need an educational plan. Remember, what are your state requirements? Also, success is in the details. Thank you for joining me as we covered your homeschool educational plan. In section 6, you will cover choosing curriculum.